And he went, I was to
You've just seen my entire television career right there. Welcome to the Red and Blue Review. Speaking in tongues is John Calipari is doing, and who can blame him after the win over North Carolina? We're going to talk about that, plus football. I mean, we have all kinds of stuff in the show. Say hello to the guy who was right there reigning over Kentucky's one-point win over North Carolina, Daryl Bird of the Catspaws with a take on Planet Red.
I do appreciate that. Absolutely. Front row center for the varsity game. I feel so bad for Louisville. They're hyped up. They get to play Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's already stumbled twice before they even get there. Suddenly the marquee game is not so marquee. They make them play it Friday night. Kentucky gets Saturday primetime CBS. It's the JV game, then the varsity game. It's Cletus opening up for Taylor Swift. That's what it is.
Now, Howie's had a tough weekend here. Soccer lost.
Yeah.
Volleyball
lost.
Volleyball lost. Kentucky women beat Louisville's women, but you did get an overtime win over Vanderbilt. So
got it.
Salvage the weekend on Friday night.
You got the basketball win. Not much else went right this weekend. It was kind of rough. I do have to commend Kentucky for the big win over number 5 ranked North Carolina. Interesting that they came out with commemorative T-shirts again. You're supposed to win the game. You're favored in the game. It was at home. You're ranked higher. What's to commemorate?
Say hello to Big Blue Envy right here.
I agree.
Hey, we got a lot to talk about, most of it basketball related, right now in our lightning round. Our lightning round brought to you by Kentucky Corner, and if you got cat gear on your Christmas list, go to the locations of Kentucky Corner all over the Commonwealth, and right there on your corner, Kentucky Corner Online. Well, Daryl and Howie have already talked about it. Of course, what is hot? Number 1, Kentucky at home, knocking off number 5, North Carolina. A true battle of the Blue Bloods.
Both teams gutted it out. Just gutted it out. I mean, this is supposed to be in March, not now. I'm exhausted.
I mean, I feel both teams played at a late season type game, and it was just a real tough, fought-out game. I mean, North Carolina really came to play.
We felt like this was a test to see where we were at, playing against another one of the best teams in the country, and we come out with a W. And I mean, I think we're all pretty happy about it, proud about it. We know we're still not exactly where we need to be, but it's still early on in the season, so we're happy.
Even out like in the game when they was calling plays, like we couldn't hear, and when the crowd was going crazy, I can actually feel my head like banging. Like, oh my God, it's so loud in here. Like I've never been in a big gym like this, so it was going crazy. I'm like, man, these fans are crazy, but
Absolutely, the fans were treated to such a great show that no reason for that game to be that good this early. It's early December, for crying out loud. You could pick up this entire game, move it to April 2nd in the championship game in the NCAA tournament, and people would talk about it for what a great show it would be. And we're talking this early in the season. Both teams played really well. I still think going in, North Carolina's probably 5 points better, and Kentucky made up the 5 points with the Rupp Arena crowd, which is as loud as it has ever been in the 35 years of the building. Those two things balanced out. You say it's a dead even game. Who's going to win? It comes down to the final shot and a heck of a block by Anthony Davis. And had the game been 10, 15 seconds longer, North Carolina probably would have won. What a great show.
Incredible that the more experienced team, Daryl, did not win that game. Yep. What did Kentucky start? 2 sophomores and 3 freshmen, I think?
Yeah, that's where I thought the crowd played a role in it too, because they're identical. It's like looking at mirrors. They've got Henson, got Anthony Davis, they've got Terrence Jones, Ty Zeller, they've got point guards. They are mirrors. North Carolina's more experienced, therefore a little bit better at this early stage of the season. The crowd didn't get to them. UK just showed they're a lot tougher than people even they thought they are. Those young kids are tougher than they know.
Hard to find anybody tougher than Peyton Siva. He's what's hot at the University of Louisville, the kid that hit the game-winning shot in overtime to knock out Vanderbilt in what should have been and was a really close ball game. Peyton Siva told me after the game that as a kid he always dreamed of being the guy who makes that last-second shot, and his dad was in the house when Peyton was the latest Louisville hero.
I dream about it all the time, when I was a little kid, I dreamed about making game-winning layups, and a lot of people do dream about it. I'm glad, God blessed me to have a reality of it, and to make a layup, a game-winning layup against a top 25 team, it's like every kid's dream, like, oh man, I'm gonna put a picture on my wall or something.
Tell me what it was like to see that boy of yours make those shots.
It was a blessing, and I was very happy that he finished it out. I mean, I'm so used to seeing it, back in the past, but hey, it's wonderful that he's doing it in college. And just so excited right now.
Mr. Siva making his television debut there. I love the quote from his dad. That is a proud papa right there. What's funny to me, you know, in regulation, could have had it done. He dished off to an easy shot from Shane Bohannon, and Shane just didn't get it done. So, of course, in overtime, he's like, forget this, fellas. I'm going to take it myself this time.
Howie, I don't think that kid scored a point that he didn't hit the floor on, with the exception of maybe this one. He just gets brutalized in games.
He does get brutalized. I think the other thing is he's got a little bit of showman in him. If it's possible to hit the floor, he will hit the floor. No, he's so quick on his feet, and he's coming back from an ankle injury, and he just broke Vanderbilt's ankles right there. I mean, when he gets his speed back, he's going to be fantastic. And I think he's in for a big season. I know I've been saying that, and he hasn't really come through yet. I think it's going to happen.
The sad thing is everybody in the building knew it was coming.
I know.
I'm watching at home. I'm like, Siva's going to drive the lane. Vandy's either the worst scouters ever, or everybody just stood and watched. Wow, there he goes.
Now, Howie, this is a guy that always picks Stallings teams to win in the NCAA tournament.
Yes, he does.
When will you learn?
Off camera.
No. Wait a second. We all knew. Wait a second. We all knew that Louisville was going to beat Vanderbilt because Vanderbilt's got Kevin Stallings.
Yeah. I always pick against him in the tournament.
We'll see. Hey, what is not hot for the University of Kentucky is Marcus Teague. Now, here's a kid as a point guard who's taking way too many shots. Of the 11 shots that he attempted, he missed 8 of them, including all of his three-pointers.
What I told the team, I made Marcus Teague stand up and hug my man in there. You hug Anthony because he saved you. If he doesn't block the shot, we lose the game.
It was a tough game for Marcus Teague, and really and his teammates rallied around him. I give him credit for that. They're like, dude, it's his first major test as point guard running this team. You have no idea how hard it is. Forget being a freshman at Kentucky. Be a freshman at Kentucky, and you're the point guard, and you have to run this team. There's so much to do. The coach is always on you. Such a huge challenge. His teammates rallied around him, and he will be the last to come along. I mean, you're just going to have to accept he will be the last of the freshmen to figure this out and to start playing the way Cal wants him to, because he's got so much more on him, the players say.
And he's got to play through his mistakes in December and January, because you have to have him good in March.
Yeah, and I still think end of the game he can make that clutch drive, like a little bit like what Siva did. He's not afraid to take that shot. He's just got a lot of ways to go.
If he was on Louisville's roster making those mistakes, Pitino would have him on the bench. Then that's the reason he's at Kentucky. Yeah. One of the reasons.
If he's on Louisville's roster, he'd be hurt.
What's not hot in Planet Redville is the offense. Now, hey, give them credit. They beat Vanderbilt, but that offense is terrible. 62 points, including overtime.
Right now, because of all our injuries, we're not a very cohesive offensive basketball team. But we're playing incredible defense. We have incredible effort each night out. As average as we played offensively, at the end of the game, the last 5 minutes in overtime, we played great offensively.
They really did play very well in overtime, but to use Rick Pitino's term that they played average offensively in regulation, that's being very kind. I'd like to see where that bell curve is, because that average is bad, because Louisville looked really out of sync for most of that game. There were several times where you're just wondering, what are they trying to accomplish? Why aren't they accomplishing it? What are they trying to accomplish was so confusing. They've got to get that offense figured out. I think it will come once Siva gets all the way back in, and he'll do that kind of drive and dish out and that kind of thing. But boy, it's really disorganized.
It sure is. Well, the buzz for the University of Kentucky is all the dunks that are getting all the play on national media. In fact, on Thursday's SportsCenter, top 10 plays, 3 of them were from Kentucky, and 2 of the top 5 were dunks involving Jones and Darius Miller.
I don't know what was going through my mind or anything like that. I didn't have time to think about it. So.
Is that one of those punches that you dream about?
Yeah, I haven't even seen the video yet, so I'll have to watch it when I get back home.
It's pretty spectacular.
Thank you.
I just try to, we usually try to X or Y at the free throw line. I just went as hard as I could, and just jump for it.
Who had the best dunk tonight?
Terrence, off the free throw.
How do you rate that one ahead of Darius's?
I forgot about Darius. Oh, man. Yeah, I think it might have been Darius, 'cause it was a guy right under him, too. So, yeah. But Terrence is off a free throw, though. I don't know. They both was good. They both was good to me. I think, I love both of them.
course, you know what's coming. Darius Miller's dunk was so spectacular. The first words of everybody's mouth on press row and the fans afterwards. Why don't we see that all the time?
Yeah.
Why don't we see that aggressiveness, that power play like that all the time? Because you know clearly he's capable of doing it. There's no doubt about it. That's his personality. He is perfectly fine for Terrence Jones to get that play, to make the pass that leads to an Anthony Davis jam that makes SportsCenter. He's okay with that. He doesn't need to get it himself, but they're going to need that aggressiveness more and more and more. And if you're capable, son, bring it.
Well, that was one of the best dunks. That Miller
Yes,
dunk
it
was one of the
was.
best dunks I've ever seen. All right, get a hold of us. Go to our Facebook page. Go to Facebook, Red and Blue Review. Tell us what you think about the show, what's going on in Planet Red, Planet Blue, and we'd be happy to share some of your comments here on the show. When we come back, you knew that Kentucky, North Carolina was a big deal. Howie and I knew it was a big deal, but Cal says he didn't know. We'll talk about that when we come back. But first, Daryl, show us the christening, if you will, of the brand new issue of the Cats Ball.
Appreciate it. They're not even out yet. Instant classic. That's what kind of a game it was. Terrence Jones with a huge, ferocious play on this. Made the cover, of course. Instant classic, the win over North Carolina. What a game that was. Like I said, bottle it, and we'll just take it to April and be done with it. 1-800-641-3302, or you can get a subscription, shopcatspaws.com.
Have you driven a Ford lately? Well, stop by Allstate Ford and test drive a new Explorer or F-150. Or visit us online at allstatetrucks.com. Allstate Ford, on the Waterson at Poplar Level Road.
I'm attorney Jay Winton, the Louisville Fighter. When you get hurt in a car wreck, you need someone to fight the insurance company for you. Call me. I'll come out swinging.
The Louisville Fighter fights for your medical bills, fights for your lost wages, and he fights to get you paid.
Look, you get hurt in a car wreck, you call the Louisville Fighter. He fights for everything that you deserve.
Call the Louisville Fighter. He comes out swinging.
Listen, if you've been hurt in a car wreck, let me fight for you. Call me. It's just that easy.
Call the Louisville Fighter. Call 1-888-FIGHT-16.
When you need a truck, Bachman Chevrolet is your truck headquarters. I'm Teresa Bachman. Even during our construction, we have more trucks than any other dealer. Silverado, Colorado, Tahoe, or Suburban, Bachman is your #1 Chevrolet truck dealer. Nobody beats Bachman's price or selection on any Chevrolet, including Traverse and Equinox. Chevrolet has what you need, and Bachman Chevrolet has what you want. Bachman makes the difference.
Kentucky Corner is giving UK fans a new cheer this season.
Pink!
Think Power Pink when you dress Big Blue this season. Kentucky Corner is the only place to find hot new colors and styles the Big Blue Nation craves.
Polka dot!
Kentucky Corner is in Louisville, Lexington, Ashland, Florence, E-Town, Clarksville, Paducah, and with Kentucky Corner online, there's a Kentucky Corner on your corner.
Join the club at Sam Swope Auto Group. When you service a vehicle at any Sam Swope dealership, you automatically become a Service VIP Rewards member. You get member pricing on parts and service, lost key return, and emergency roadside assistance. Plus, you can earn points that qualify you for discounts on your next vehicle purchase, up to $2,500. The best part is becoming a member is free. Become a member today at any Sam Swope dealership. Nobody walks away because everybody saves.
The 2012 Bluegrass Golf Tour Card is available now. Play 8 great courses for one amazing price. Call 502-964-2121 or go to shop21live.com to get yours now. Hurry, they won't last long.
Probably not since '87 have I had this much fun coaching the last 2 years, because this team epitomizes everything you'd want in the team in terms of rooting for each other, in terms of never quitting.
Hey, give them credit. Those dudes do not quit. I mean, when you look at the miracle on Main Street they had last year and they knocked off Marquette, really, Vandy could have very easily won on Friday night, but give those guys credit. How do they find a way to win?
Absolutely. And they've got that kind of spirit, you know, that they're going to come back, and they did it last year, and they've done it this year.
We're going to talk about that right now as we go into our Game Time storyline. The block heard around all of college basketball was administered by Kentucky's Anthony Davis. Now, in the last 2 games, he's had 10 blocks, 8 of them against St. John's, 2 of them against North Carolina. The last one saved the win over the Tar Heels.
Anthony, did you know you were going to get that block, or were you hoping you were going to get that?
I was hoping I was going to get it at least like contested and hope he missed. But I didn't know I blocked it until I felt my fingers come back. I see the ball. I looked at the ball and it was like straight up in the air. I was like, oh, I got to grab this one. So I grabbed it and then threw the ball to Marcus.
The great shot blockers wait till you release it and then they go after the ball. So a ball fake doesn't bother them because they're not leaving anyway. So you can ball fake 6 times until you start to release the ball. When it's out of your hand, a shot blocker will go after it. That's what he does. And the other thing a shot blocker does is he's blocking not his man's shot, he's blocking somebody else's shot. And that's why I'm telling my players, don't foul.
It kind of allows us to play more aggressive. Like you said, we know he's back there, he's a shot blocker. And even if he doesn't block the shot, 90% of the time he's altering the shot. So, I mean, that makes our job a lot easier. We can play more aggressive. We trust each other a lot more because he's back there helping, so it makes everything a lot easier. I think he's a big part of this defense.
I didn't realize till just now that Calipari's not only the coach, he's the prophet. Those comments were made in the St. John's game that the great shot blockers don't block their guy, they block somebody else's. That's Terrence Jones' man, John Henson is. Davis had Ty Zeller and came flying out of nowhere to help. 2 people in America could block that shot. One of them is Anthony Davis. The other is John Henson, the man taking the shot. They're both 6'11" with like 10-foot wingspans. They're the only 2 who could do that, and the fact he got to it, he said, I thought I had a chance because I'm just so long. I thought I could get to it. He did I'm glad he didn't clip his fingernails that morning, or that shot may have gone in, they lose that game.
Darryl, I think he may be the most impactful Kentucky player I can remember in years on both ends of the court. Sometimes you have a guy who's a great defender, maybe a little liability on offense, but the lob is there for him on almost every play, and he can block probably 60% of what comes to the paint.
He is going to so crush every block record. He may get the career record this year on the pace he's going. It's utterly ridiculous. And we had so many NBA scouts were in town for this game that he's going to be the #1 pick because there is not a player in the league like him. Yeah. He is a unique talent, and when he develops, watch out.
Yeah. One of the big topics for Louisville has been where in the world are they going bowling? Howie has been begging for the Orange Bowl for about 2 weeks now. We obviously know that's not going to happen. And if the Cardinals had just taken care of business against Pittsburgh, they'd be heading to the Orange Bowl right now.
And I told our guys, never again should you let anyone control your destiny. You're in control of your destiny. For now, you allow someone else to control it, and it's a life lesson which should never happen for you. You control your own destiny by doing the right things, and that just comes back to a couple of games or a game that you did stumble in that should have never happened.
You know, Twitter's given a voice to players that they've never had before. They can communicate directly. And what we've seen on Twitter from players over the last week and a half is extreme frustration. They got to wait for Cincinnati to do whatever. They got to root for UConn. They've got to root for Syracuse. They've got to do all this kind of stuff. They've been so frustrated with this stuff. This should just sit in their stomach. And this is what Charlie Strong is talking about. It's got to sit in their stomach and just eat at them that they didn't take care of their own business. And when you're building a young program like this will result in a championship in the future, I believe, because they won't want this kind of feeling of a week and a half of not knowing where they're going to go, not knowing what they're going to do, rooting for somebody else so they can get a championship, that kind of stuff, or so they can get a BCS. So I think it's going to be good in the future. It's interesting that the last little piece kind of fell in place on Saturday with Cincinnati's win over UConn. That sends Louisville. Apparently Charlotte's just gaga over getting Louisville down there. The Charlotte News and Observer, even early Sunday, was like, can't wait to have Louisville come down to face NC State. So it sounds like Charlotte's pretty excited to get Louisville.
This Kentucky, talking about North Carolina, this Kentucky-North Carolina game in March is always huge. Well, the one in December is pretty big too, even though Cal didn't realize it.
I didn't realize, because I haven't been watching much TV, that this game was being played up like the end-all of end-alls. I turn on ESPN and it's on the ticker. Every announcer's talking about this game. So I came back to the gym last night about 11 and grabbed the guys and said, look, I didn't realize everybody's making this big a deal out of this. It's just another game. Let's learn from it. I've been in a ton of these. You freshmen, just be there for your team. Be good teammates. You leaders, you three, you seniors, or this is your game. You got to run this.
Okay, the coach is a prophet, and he's also a comedian. Yeah, really. You didn't know? You didn't know this was a big game? Really? Okay, we'll go on.
It was in all the papers, wasn't it?
I've heard they might play. Maybe it's a scrimmage. Who knows? It's kind of hilarious. Now, he did do the right thing. He may have used that as an excuse, but to go in and say, freshmen, don't worry about it. Just do what you can. Oh, guys, this is your game. You better carry the load or we're not winning. That was a smart thing to do. couching it around whether or not he needed an excuse to go over there the night, at midnight before the game and say, all right, guys, here's the deal. That was smart, but come on. We knew it was a big game.
One of the strangest rivalries involving red and blue is the women's basketball rivalry. Let me just tick back to you the last 5 years now. 5 years ago, Louisville won by 15. The next year, Louisville by 15. The following year, Kentucky wins by 34. Last year, it was Louisville by 26. And this year, it was Kentucky beating Louisville by 20.
We shot the ball great today, and when two good teams go at it and one shoots really good and they can beat the other. So we just had a real good day shooting the ball, and I'm proud of the players and proud we got the victory.
Well, we've just got to compete harder. It's just a little discouraging compared to how hard we competed at Florida State against a very talented Florida State team, and then to come up here and not compete. It's amazing to me how many loose balls we didn't even dive after. And you've got to do that in games like this, and hopefully it's a learning experience.
It was interesting watching this game. Kentucky wanted it more, is what I came away with. They scrapped for loose balls. They shot better during the game. They played better during the game. They ran faster. It was like Louisville was more comfortable being behind than trying to win the game. For a competitor like Jeff Walz, he's one of the more competitive people I've ever, probably to a fault. He's so competitive. For him to come out after the game and say, my team didn't compete like they should, that just gets under his skin. That's really a damning statement from him.
No basketball program makes more money than Louisville's. When we come back, we'll tell you what the difference maker is between Louisville's bank account and everyone else's after Howie tells us about CardinalSports.com.
Absolutely. CardinalSports.com is your best source for all the information that goes on with Louisville football, basketball, everything like that. We got bowl, travel packages, game preview kind of stuff. Check it out on CardinalSports.com. You can also subscribe to Louisville Sports Report, 502-636-4330, celebrating that Big East championship.
The 2012 Bluegrass Golf Tour Card is available now. Play 8 great courses for one amazing price. Call 502-964-2121 or go to shop21live.com to get yours now. Hurry, they won't last long.
Have you driven a Ford lately? Well, stop by Allstate Ford and test drive a new Edge or Explorer. Or visit us online at allstatetrucks.com. Allstate Ford on the Watterson at Poplar Level Road.
Join the club at Sam Swope Auto Group. When you service a vehicle at any Sam Swope dealership, you automatically become a Service VIP Rewards member. You get member pricing on parts and service, lost key return, and emergency roadside assistance. Plus, you can earn points that qualify you for discounts on your next vehicle purchase, up to $2,500. The best part is becoming a member is free. Become a member today at any Sam Swope dealership. Nobody walks away because everybody saves.
If you're like me, you're dreading the thought of higher energy costs this season. That's why I call my friends at Doug Jones Home Improvement, who's been doing quality work at a fair price for over 40 years. Doug Jones Home Improvement offers maintenance-free replacement windows, insulated vinyl siding, and airtight entry doors. They're priced fairly with no high-pressure sales tactics or hidden fees. Doug Jones Home Improvement prides itself on keeping the weather outside while keeping you comfortable inside.
For a free estimate, call us at 366-0291.
Kentucky Corner is giving UK fans a new cheer this season.
Pink!
Think Power Pink when you dress Big Blue this season. Kentucky Corner is the only place to find hot new colors and styles the Big Blue Nation craves.
Polka dot!
Kentucky Corner is in Louisville, Lexington, Ashland, Florence, E-Town, Clarksville, Paducah, and with Kentucky Corner online, there's a Kentucky Corner on your corner.
The 2012 Bluegrass Golf Tour Card featuring Chariot Run, Bardstown Country Club at Maywood, Rosewood Country Club, Indian Springs, Cave Valley Golf Resort, The Falls Golf Resort, The Bull, and Stonecrest Golf Course is available now. Get your golf tour card and play 8 great courses with cart for one low price. Call 502-964-2121 or go to shop21live.com to get yours now. You can play anytime, but you must get your golf tour card now.
Cal says when the game is on the line, especially the free throw line, MKG is a difference maker.
If we need a free throw late in the game, I'm giving him the ball and let him shoot it. He will not miss it late in the game. He will make a free throw late because he's got that kind of courage.
It's just an honor for him to see that.
What's that like with you guys being out there?
I'm a freshman too, so it's an honor.
MKG being Michael Kidd Gilchrist. Interesting Cal would say that because he has the worst shooting form on the team. By far, it's not even close. The kid did not play well against St. John's. A freshman in this type of game, boy, did he show up big time. He was the best player on the floor most of the game, 17 and 11, and huge free throws at the end. The kid's got it.
Louisville's basketball team makes more money than most every football team in America, which is astonishing, and way more than any basketball team. And Rick says that's because the people on Planet Red are very thirsty.
It's something we don't brag about, but you all have seen it. We made $40 million last year. I think the next nearest was 29. And we, you know, when everybody says why, I just, in recruiting, I don't say why. I say, well, it's just we got great support. And then they ask me why. And, you know, I don't want to say it's because of alcohol. Nobody sells alcohol but us. But that's the reason. And we are, we don't like to brag on that, but we are the thirstiest city in America. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Trey DeVille.
Yes. Let's agree to disagree. Yes, Louisville is the thirstiest city in America. They do drink a lot, but it's not near that $40 million. What is that $40 million are sweet sales.
See you next week on another sweet version of the Red and Blue Review.
The 2012 Bluegrass Golf Tour Card featuring Chariot Run, Bardstown Country Club at Maywood, Rosewood Country Club, Indian Springs, Cave Valley Golf Resort, The Falls Golf Resort, The Bull, and Stonecrest Golf Course is available now. Get your golf tour card and play 8 great courses with cart for one low price. Call 502-964-2121 or go to shop21live.com to get yours now. You can play anytime, but you must get your golf tour card now.